Arnold Allen calls for interim title shot after UFC Vegas 63 victory. UFC Vegas 63 took place last night from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. The main event saw number 5 ranked featherweight Calvin Kattar take on number 6 Arnold Allen, who came into the fight on an 11-fight win streak. The fight ended in an anticlimactic way, when Calvin Kattar's knee gave out early in the second round. The fight had been shaping up well before the injury, but Arnold Allen admitted that it wasn't the result he was hoping for. Almighty wasn't willing to ask for an outright title shot after the TKO win, but he did suggest the possibility of an interim title that Alexander Volkanovski is going to be busy fighting at lightweight.
Yeah, I'm devastated, you know. Volkanovski asked the guys to make a statement, and it's another injury, you know, like a TKO by injury. I can't really ask for a title shot of this. Maybe give me the interim job.
Should Allen be given the interim title shot? Let us know in the comments below. Nate Diaz slaps Jake Paul's team member. Tensions between Jake Paul and Nate Diaz's teams reached a boiling point while backstage at the Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. Paul defeated Silva via a unanimous decision in his boxing return on Saturday. It was his first fight of 2022 since a knockout of former UFC welterweight title holder Tyron Woodley last December. It's unclear what led up to the altercation, but Paul and Diaz's teams got into it backstage in Glendale, Arizona. The scuffle included Diaz throwing his signature Stockton slap at a member of Paul's team.
Y'all niggas is quiet for 48 hours. Shut that shit up.
The incident comes just weeks after Diaz's UFC release following his win at UFC 279. Diaz could be Paul's next opponent after a post-fight call-out on Saturday night.
Just the start, baby. I want Nate Diaz, who's a bitch. He tried to come into my locker room. He tried to cause some shit, and then he always leaves the fucking arena. So Nate Diaz, stop being a bitch and fight me.
As Paul ponders his next move in boxing, a fight with Diaz makes sense for both sides. After their respective teams got into it backstage, the promotional material seems to be in full swing. Would you be interested in watching Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz? Let us know in the comments. Jake Paul takes shots at Dana White after his win against Anderson Silva. In other Jake Paul news, back on September 2021, Dana White had some interesting things to say about Jake Paul, telling him to stop calling out UFC fighters and instead that he should fight Anderson Silva, who had retired from the UFC. But deep down, White didn't believe Jake was going to do this. The fight between Jake Paul and Anderson Silva was not supposed to happen, but it did. And last night, not only did Paul fight the Spider, but he also beat him and even knocked him down in the last round. Jake obviously didn't forget about Dana's comments and had this to say to him in his post-fight press conference.
You said I wouldn't do this, and I did it, and with flying colors. But you know, he's in hiding. You know, he's trying to do everything he can to stop my run, to sabotage my fights. He hates me. He hates me. He hates what I'm doing. He hates I'm exposing his business. And now, you know, we're gonna band together and create a United Fighters Association to help UFC fighters, all MMA fighters, and boxers to get more fighter pay, long-term health care. And that's a big undertaking that I've been wanting to do for the whole entire time of my career since I met Nikisa. I said it to him on the first day. I want to make a fighters union. So man, Dana White can suck this.
We don't know what will happen between these two, but it will definitely be interesting to see what unfolds from the fighters union Paul and Silva will create. Israel Adesanya mentions a list of potential future opponents. The last stylebender appeared as a guest on Jake Paul's YouTube show and revealed the names of a few peers in the division he has been keeping an eye on. The champ kept with the everybody can get it mentality, but did specify a few names he would like to mix it up one day, including Khamzat Chimaev, Sean Strickland, and a bit of a surprise considering his current standing in the division, Gregory Robocop Rodrigues.
You got guys like, what's homeboy's name? The hillbilly, Strickland. I just want to whip his ass. I really just want to whoop that ass, man.
He really is kind of a hillbilly.
There's a good fighter actually I want to fight is the guy that he kind of just fought not long ago. RoboCop is his name. He's a Brazilian guy. He had that gash. You cannot forget that gash. He had that cut, Cyclops.
Right down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He's solid. He's a good fight. No beef, no nothing. I just think he's gonna come up to the top, and then I'd like to test myself against a guy like that. Even Khamzat, if he does well, I mean, Leon's the champ now, but fuck, you gotta fight the top of the top at welterweight first before you even. But that's the thing. I don't want to give these niggas clout, so I'm just like, But if he does well and gets the belt, why not? I look to test myself against people like that.
Who do you think should be Adesanya's next opponent? Let us know in the comment section below. Joe Rogan was blown away by Islam Makhachev at UFC 280. Joe Rogan thinks newly crowned UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev deserves every bit of credit that comes his way following his dominant submission win over Charles Oliveira at UFC 280. Rogan, who watched the fight from home, was blown away by Makhachev's performance and thinks the Khabib Nurmagomedov pupil and American Kickboxing Academy standout is on another level than everyone else.
Islam Makhachev must have the most incredible squeeze. His squeeze must be out of this world, because you see how quick Charles tapped once he clamped that on him. I mean, whew.
He had all the points covered, and they just like,
yeah,
done.
That dude is on another level. I mean,
Makhachev's first title defense is expected to be against Alexander Volkanovski, the reigning UFC featherweight champion and current pound-for-pound #1. Islam is aiming for more title defenses than Khabib, as well as a second world title, as he plans to move up in weight for a crack at the welterweight championship in the future. Belal Muhammad describes Coach Khabib as the Kobe Bryant of MMA. UFC 280 gave the rest of the MMA world a look at Khabib Nurmagomedov, the coach. The Eagle went 3-0 with his fighters over the weekend, beginning with his cousin Abubakar, Belal Muhammad, and of course, Islam Makhachev, who ended up winning the vacant lightweight title. Belal, who defeated the touted Sean Brady via TKO to close out the prelims, got the chance to speak with ESPN to provide some insight on how training camp went under Khabib's supervision.
The best things like I noticed from him is just seeing what he demands out of you. Like he demands greatness from you. Like you watch all the shows of I just watched the Dream Team and how they said that Kobe Bryant would go to the gym at 4 a.m. and it made the other guys work that much harder. Khabib is the same way, where you want to do extra for him. You want to push yourself that much harder for him, because he doesn't have to be there. He got all the money in the world. He got all the accolades in the world. He's been a champion. He's accomplished it all, but he's giving you his time, his knowledge, and even we'll do warm-ups and he'll tell us, yo, you guys aren't pushing hard enough. What are you guys doing? You gotta do it again. So we'll have to go again. We'll have to go again. We'll have to go again. So you have some guys that are annoyed by it, but I see it as, man, this guy really wants us to achieve our goals. And it was amazing to see, and it was forever grateful for him.
Belal, who improved his record to 22-3 after UFC 280, also took home a $50,000 bonus for performance of the night. Hasbulla warns Conor McGregor, claiming there will be problems if they meet. Hasbulla, the Russian internet sensation, who recently signed a 5-year contract with the UFC, warned that he could cause some problems for the Notorious should they meet in person. Hasbulla's comments come after McGregor threatened to boot the 3 feet 3-inch Russian over a goalpost in a series of since-deleted tweets that the latter claims to have ignored because McGregor is a bum. Hasbulla obviously replied. Here are his comments, made on the Full Send podcast.
First of all, thank you, sir. Я чуть-чуть не сижу вообще, не захожу. Да, я смотрю, что он говорит. Я просто наблюдаю. Ну, теперь встретимся, там у него будут проблемы.
Hasbulla had a previous run-in with reigning UFC featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski backstage at UFC 280, where he viciously attacked the pound-for-pound #1 and stole his belt.
Chill.
UFC Ring girl Arianny Celeste stuns the world with her low-cut superhero outfit. The former Playboy model left fans feeling hot under the collar as she showed off her racy costume ahead of Halloween. Celeste, famous for her role as one of the Octagon's most iconic ring girls, often leaves her followers open-mouthed with her sizzling Instagram posts. Her latest is no less interesting as the star goes all Superwoman in her latest video. Celeste shows herself wearing a tight red latex hero costume that leaves little to the imagination. She's hand in hand with a friend, with each having their bare legs exposed to the breeze. Both women also wear superhero face masks and black boots as the roving camera explores every angle. Celeste definitely has a talent for these glamorous photo shoots. That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.